What is up, degenerates? It is Saturday, September 27th, and today we're going to do our predictions for the upcoming week. The things that the funds that declare this week. They don't all pay this week. Some of them declare Thursday, they pay Tuesday. Some declare Friday, so on and so forth. But everyone that declares this week, we're going to talk about them. We're going to talk about Yieldboost. We're going to talk about Yieldmax. We're going to talk about rec shares. We're going to talk about Defiance and Roundhill. So let's get right into it. I use the IV when I make these predictions of the underlying, if there is one. Obviously, the baskets, Yieldmax baskets, there's no underlying. You could look at all the underlyings they do and the weightings. By the way, big shout out to ETF Inspector. He does stuff like that. He looks at all the underlyings and their IVs and how much weight is applied to each. So definitely check him out. But let's get right to it. We'll start with rec shares. They declare Monday after the close, and X date is Tuesday, which I'm not crazy about. You can't see the yield that you're buying for that week. And then they pay Wednesday. But let's check them out. And this is also very hard to pick these because some of them are not paying anywhere close to their IV, much lower. We'll talk about those. But NVII, and my yield I base on the last three payments. They've paid 23, 20, and 21 cents, which is an annualized yield of 36%. The IV on NVIDIA is 33, so they're pretty close. So I imagine my guesstimate will be pretty close. 21 cents, 34%. TSII, much harder. They're paying 8 cents, 24 cents, 29 cents, all over the place. Tesla is on a tear, so that would explain the distributions going up. But the average, the yield is only 37%. The IV on Tesla is 60%. So let's see what I gave them. I gave them 27, 49% yield, which is a couple cents below the last one. MSII, another one. They're paying 7 cents, 6 cents, 7 cents, 21% yield. Their IV is 59, so I gave them a higher payment, but it's on strategy, so MicroStrategy, so which has been in the dumps lately. But let's see what I gave them. I gave them 14 cents. That's like double of what they paid last time. Let me know in the comments. What do you think about that one? I think that's high, but that's what I gave them. I'm mathematical, so it's all formulas. COII, which is a Coinbase, they've paid 11, 12, and 11, 26% yield, and 54% is the IV of Coin. Let's see what I gave them. I gave them 18 cents, so I gave them a raise. The thing with rec shares is their growth, they call themselves growth and income funds. So you would think they hold back on some of the payment to save the NAV, so it continues to grow, and just minimize the income a little bit for that NAV. But if you look at something, like TSII, I've got rec shares up here. Let's look at Tesla. It's been on a tear. TSII, same thing. It is growing, but it's paying a lower yield than the IV of Tesla. MicroStrategy is down. This is a weekly. I want to show a daily. Let's go to here. This is TradingView that I use. I use the paid version because you can have all these different watch lists. You can put a ton of indicators on there. So strategy, this is the daily. Let's show a little bit more. They've been just down, 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 down. They were Friday, so we like that. But MSII, it's the same. It's not a growth and income fund. It's not growing and it's not paying much income. It's paying 21% with an IV of 59. So I don't get that, but we'll see how those play out in the future. Let's go to Yieldmax, the weeklies. You got Chippy. That's a chip fund. They've paid 38, 42, and 41, 38% yield. They don't have an IV because it's a basket. So on these, in fact, I'm going to do this because I just gave them. Well, I didn't give them the IV specifically. I kind of upped it and downed it a little bit. I gave them 41 cents, 38%. That's pretty much right on, or it is right on. GPTY, I gave them 34 cents. Yeah, I just gave them the average yield on these. Let's freaking go Y, 45 cents. I think all of these I just gave them the average. In fact, let's just go down and do this. QDTY, 18 cents. RDTY, 28 cents. SDTY, 15 cents. SLTY, 58 cents, 69%. Ulti, 9 cents. I mean, that's what it pays. 9.99. For a while, it was 10, 10, 10. So we'll see. I'll keep them at 9, 88% because the price is down. It's been averaging like 80% yield, but it's at 5.44. So we'll see what happens there. YMAG, 14 cents, 48%. Ymax, 11 cents, 47%. So those are easy. There's no IV. I mean, there is an IV, but it's on a ton of stuff. And I'm a degenerate, so I'm lazy. I'm not doing that. And they pretty much pay the average. Defiance. These declare Tuesday, X date is Wednesday, and they pay Thursday. So if you want to get paid every day, you can get into different funds and get paid every day. They're paying 16 cents average, 18, 14, 16. Yield is 109%. This is a strategy, MicroStrategy fund, and they're killing it. The IV is only 59%, but they're killing it. So what do we give them? If I can click properly. I gave them 13 cents. I think they're going to get closer to the 30-day IV. AMDU, which is an AMD, they've paid 14 and 18. They've only paid twice. 47% yield. 30-day IV is 42%. So I think I kind of split that one in the middle. Yep, 45%, 15 cents. HIMI, which is a Hims and Hers, or HIMY, they've paid twice, 33 and 50, 83% yield. Right at the IV, pretty much, it's 81. So I think I got those kind of right in there. 82, yep, 41 cents. WHOI, or WHOE, that's not WHOE, it's WHOI. 24 cents and 21 cents, 58%. IV is 55, so they're paying right at the IV, which I like. Easier to predict. I gave them 56, 22 cents. PLT, which is a Palantir, 17 and 15 cents, 43% yield. IV is 48. I gave them 17 cents. SMCC, which is SMCI, is the underlying. It's paying 66% yield. IV is 60. I think I met that in the middle too. Yep, 63%, 26 cents. WTTE, these declare Wednesday, X date is Thursday, and they pay Friday. There is no IV because these are, well, there is. These are index. These three are index funds, but the index, the IV is really low. They never pay anywhere near it. I mean, they're like 12 to 15% IV on, like the Russell, the Nasdaq, and the S&P. So I didn't go by that, but they're paying. Last payment was 14 cents. What did I give them? 18 cents. I gave them a pay raise. QQQY is averaging 39%. Yeah, I think these I just went by the average. 19 cents. Oh, sorry about that. I hope the audio's okay. I tested the mic, but the microphone was a little weird today. IWMY, I love. I own it. It was paying about 50%. It's up to 63%. The price has dropped a little. And they paid much higher last time. 23, which was pretty consistent. Now 36 last week. So I'm going to give them, I don't know what that is. It's a 7. But it's 27 cents. I can tell you that. In fact, let's just put in 27 cents. USOY, which trades options on U.S. oil. The IV is very low on that. It's 29.9. It's paying 62. For a while, it was paying 80 something. I gave them 7 cents. They've paid 10, 9, and 9. I lowered that because the IV is so low, and I don't think they could keep up with that 63% yield. GLDY, which is gold or gold miners, they've paid 13, 9, and 12. 35% yield. The IV is very low, 16. I gave them 9. So that would be what they paid 2 weeks ago. Let's talk about everyone's favorite, Granite shares, Yieldboost. Look at these yields. Again, this is based on the last average of the last 3 payments and the current price. This is Friday's closing price, not counting after hours. COYY is averaging 53 cents a share. I gave him 44 because the IV is lower. I don't think they can sustain these payments for long. And it's gone down, 55, 55, 50. I'm going down to 44. Still 132% yield. So, that, I mean, as far as weekly funds, that's the highest paying weekly fund. And it has been for a bit. For a while it was TSYY before COYY came out. And they're pretty consistent. 21, 22, 22. I think I dropped that a little bit. Yeah, 20. Still 128% yield. So, Granite shares, they're doing something right. PLYY, they launched like not even a week before they already paid a dividend. A distribution was 47 cents, 100% yield. IV's 96. That's on Palantir. So I gave him 47 right there. MIYY, also a MTYY, also a MicroStrategy. One payment. As soon as they launched, almost 45 cents, 105% yield. The IV's 117. Oh, these are double leverage. I'm sorry, not MicroStrategy. These are all double. They trade on double leverage. So the IV's almost, about double. It's not exact, but the IV's 117. I gave him 48 cents. I gave him a raise. 111%. XBTY, they've paid 41, 40, and 39. A little bit of a downtrend. And I think I kept that going. 34 cents. Average is 40. NVYY, which is double leverage NVIDIA. Low IV, 67%, and they've been paying 98%. So I lowered that because I don't think it's sustainable. I gave them 37 cents, down from the average of 44. AMYY, which is the AMD double leverage. They're paying 100%. IV 79. So I think they're going to get closer to that IV. I gave them 41. AZYY, which is an Amazon double leverage. They've paid 23 and 22 in their first 2 payments. 52% average yield. IV is 58.9. So what do I give them? 25 cents. Pretty close to the average. TQQY, they've paid 18, 18, 17. Pretty consistent, right at the IV. So I think I gave them pretty much the same thing. Yep, 18 cents. Y SPY, that's a triple leverage. Let me go back to here. Yep, triple leverage on SPX, which is the S&P. Let's go back. Let me clean this up a little. They've paid 19, 19, 18 for 50% yield. IV's 36% on the triple leverage fund. So what do we give them? We gave them 16 cents because I believe they're going to get closer to that IV. And they did drop last week. So we'll see. Let's talk about WPay. Everyone's talking about WPay. It is a fund of funds on the Roundhills. They paid twice, 54 cents, 51 cents. I gave them 53. YBTC, they declare Tuesday, X-date is Wednesday, payday is Thursday. They paid 38, 39, and 41. I gave them 40. Yeth, which is an Ethereum based, they trade calls, covered calls on a couple of different Ethereum funds. So there's no IV on that, but they've paid 44, 39, 39. Let's see, we gave them 41. XDTE, which is S&P 0 DTE covered call strategy. Whoop, I don't want to mess with that. They're paying 23.35% yield, and I gave them the exact same thing. I think these three I did 20 cents. QDTE, they've paid 20, 20, 20. What do you think I gave them? I don't think this will be much of a shock. I gave them 20. RDTE, which is the Russell, they've paid 22, 22, and 19. I gave them 21. Maggie, which trades on Mags, which is a Mag 7 fund. They're paying over the IV. It's 35% average payment, 22% yield on Mags. I'm sorry, 22% IV on Mags. So I think I kind of split that. I gave them 31 cents. They've paid 37, 37, 37. I lowered that. AAPW, which is Apple, they've paid 23, 16, and 37. Kind of all over the place. And what'd I go? I gave them 22. I did most of these Roundhills. Every single one of, well, when we get to the we're on the Fridays now. Friday deck, X-date is the following Monday, payday's Tuesday. So these don't pay this week. I mean, they're paying this week, but those have already been declared, which are, my last number here, 37 cents on AAPW. That's going to be paid Tuesday. That's already been declared. Just hasn't paid yet. So they don't technically pay next week. What I'm going over, these are the declarations that they're going to make this coming week. So I gave them 22 cents. AMDW, which is AMD, 30, 53, 70, all over the place. The Roundhills all went up in payment from 2 weeks ago to last week's declaration, and they're way over the IV. So I think I lowered all of them. I think the strategy one was not a raise from last week, but anyway. AMDW, I gave them 44 cents. Yeah, it's they're going to bring the average down, as in my opinion. AMZW, which is Amazon, they've paid 36, 28, 55. They're not going to pay 55 again. I give them 33. AVGW, which is Avgo, They've paid 57 cents, 65 cents, and 69 cents. Nice little, uptrend, but I just don't see it sustainable. They're all way higher than their IVs. I gave them 52. BRKW, which is Berkshire, 17, 15, and 27. I gave them 16. COIW is paying 132% yield. Can they keep that up on a 54% IV? I'm saying no. They've paid 91, 59, and $1.33. So if you own these last week, you're getting paid bank on Tuesday. So I lowered them as well to 67 cents, which is a 93% yield. We'll take that, all day long. GOO, they paid 45, 48, and 79. I am not going to give them 79, I can tell you that. 47. WHO, or WHO, they paid 158, 104, 222. Again, they're not going to pay $2, but you never know. You never know with these funds. I gave them $1.18. And again, my predictions, I don't expect any of them to be anywhere close. Some do, but it's based on what they've been paying and what the IV is on the underlying. And then I'll add in a penny or two to it. But WHO 88%, we'll take it. METW, that's the Meta or Facebook, 39 cents, 37 cents, 64 cents. Like I said, these were all just massive payments coming Tuesday. I gave them 37 cents, which is a 40% yield. A little closer to the IV. MSFW, which is Microsoft, they paid 96, 28, and 40. Like I said, all these got a pay raise in last week's declaration. I gave him 37 cents. MSTW, this is the only one that went down of the Roundhills in the payment. It went 51, 84, down to 79. 122% yield. The IV's 59 on strategy. So I got him at 53, which is, still lower. NFLW, which is Netflix, they've paid $1.13, 23 cents, 55 cents. It's all over the place, but way over the IV. And I like to kind of bring them back to the IV. 49 cent payment, 59% yield. NVDW, which is NVIDIA, 30 cents, 45 cents, 60 cents. This is on an uptrend, but again, way over the IV of NVIDIA. I gave him 38 cents, so that'll bring that average down. PLTW, Palantir, 49 cents, 67 cents, $1.10. That's insanity. 82% yield based on those three. I'm bringing the yield down to 65 with a 60 cent payment. And last of the weeklies is TSLW. That is the Tesla. Tesla's been on a tear. 42 cents, 53 cents, 87 cents. But I think Tesla may have peaked. It's kind of getting in a trading range up top there. I gave him 54 cents. That could be higher. So let's go to Yieldmax Group A. They do pay. They declare this coming Wednesday. X date is Thursday. And payday is Friday, 10/1, 10/2, and 10/3. So it's a new month. BRKC, 50 cents, 61 cents, 99 cents. Kind of all over the place. And I'm going to give them pretty close to that. I gave them 67 cents. The average is 70. 16% yield. Crash, which is based on the last three dividends, that's your highest yielder, 77% of Group A. Group A is, in my opinion, the weakest group. but they did add Roblox and Reddit. So we'll look at those in a second. But Crash has paid 21, 19, and 16. Again, that's an inverse on Tesla. So Tesla's going up. This one's going to go down. The price and the payments. The price is $3, $3.22. So anyway, they paid 21, 19, and 16 cents. What do we give them? 18. A little below average. Feet and 5e or Dorsey Wright, they're baskets, but they pay big, but they're not cheap. $33, $38. Feet paid $144, $135, $165. I give them $161, 57%. 5e paid $102, $119, and $108. I give them $119. GUI, which is a Google. They do covered calls on Google and synthetics as well. Buy call, sell put, and then sell covered calls. So it caps the upside, but they've paid 30 cents, 44 cents, 69 cents. Kind of all over the place. I give them 44 cents. Average is 48, so I brought that down a little bit. OARC, I believe that's one of the originals. Tesla and OARC, I believe. They paid 34 cents, 37 cents, 30 cents. And again, these are every 4 weeks. This is Group A. I gave them 34 cents, right at the average. Robley, which is Roblox, covered call fund. They paid once, $207. I think I gave them a little bit of a raise. Yep, $235. So we'll see. Again, these could be way off. Reddit has not paid yet. It's been out a bit. I don't know if they're going to make a payment this time with Group A this coming week. It might be 4 weeks later. But I did a guess anyway, and really it's just based on the IV. 67%. 67%. $1.14. That's a $20 fund. Snoy, they've paid 47 cents, 45 cents, and $1.12. That was a big jump. I gave them 61 cents. Tesla, I think this prediction is going to be wrong, and I'm going to show you why. 38 cents, 30 cents, 39 cents is what they've paid. I did give them more. I gave them 42. But Tesla made a lot of money, I believe, this past cycle. And watch Retire on Dividends. Big shout out there. He goes over the income these funds make every day, every morning. So yeah, definitely check that out. But I think he'll do a guesstimate tomorrow. I think he's thinking like 80 something cents. So I could be way off. So we'll see. TSMY, which is, they've paid 63 cents, 95 cents, 38 cents. They're all over the place. I think I gave them close to the average. Yeah, the average is 66. I gave them 62. Zomo, which is ExxonMobil, or Exomo, 36 cents, 22 cents, 29 cents. A little more stable. I gave them 26 cents, a little bit below average. Ybit, which is a Bitcoin. The underlying's iBit. Yeah, iBit, which is iShares Bitcoin Trust. Let me get this back to where I had it. There we go. They've paid 38, 54, and 27 cents, so they're all over the place. I think I dropped them from the average. 37. Yep, the average is 40, and that yield is 39%. So that's predictions. Again, not financial advice. I'm not a financial advisor. Do your own research before you invest in these funds and talk to a real financial advisor. This is for entertainment purposes only. These are fun. I like to do these, and I did freeze these cells, so we'll actually put in the actuals as they come in and see how close we were. I imagine not much, not close, but we'll see. So fun. Do hit the subscribe button, the like button, hit the little bell, turn the notifications on so you know when a video is coming. I'm going to do a video tomorrow with my top 10 yielders. Could be weeklies, could be monthlies. It's just annual yield. You will be shocked at number 10. It's been hated on a lot lately, and it's gone down and down and down, but it's still number 10 of the top 10. And no, it's not Misty. So check that out. Great talking to you guys. Have a great rest of the weekend. Enjoy college football. That's what I'm about to watch. And please leave a comment. Let me know. Questions, anything. I'll take it. I appreciate it. Have a great day.